All right, there we go. Sorry about that. We had some audio problems there. That was interesting. But anyway, welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome to round 2 of this season's Fuel Premiere Series. Sorry about that janky intro, but welcome. We are, this is the Don't Lose All Your Money 115 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where it is a sunny and dry 73 degrees. We've got 115 laps of racing for you guys tonight. Green flag is going to be at 3 p.m. in sim. So no real threat of getting dark or anything like that. But yes, so my name's Matt Owens. I'll be your producer and your commentator tonight. I don't have anybody else joining me as usual, but that might be changing for IndyCar soon. So stay tuned for that. All right, anyway, sorry about that janky intro. Don't know what was going on with the sound there. Had to redo all of my sound for a second there. All right, but we are still going strong here at Fuel. So we've got round 2 here. This is our second race with the new 2003 model car, the new Gen 4 that just came out. This will be our first attempt at a 1.5 miles. So this should be pretty fun. We're going to get real racy here at Las Vegas. As far as I'm aware, the restarts are still kind of glitched. We're not really exactly sure what's going on with that, so we're still doing the single file restarts until further notice. And while we're on the subject of restarts, we've got unlimited overtimes tonight, and we will have those all season. We've got 2 extra sets of tires this evening and 75% fuel tonight. Couple keys to the race. You're going to want to save your tires here at Vegas, especially in these old cars. That's going to be really important to take care of your tires. Track position will be key. You want to stay up front if you start up front, or it's going to be a hassle to try to get through everybody and get through the field. You also want to be extremely efficient on pit road so you can keep that track position, and so that you are pitting at the optimal time to change those tires. We got just a few minutes of practice remaining. We got 5 minutes left, so we'll go ahead and go over the point style for this season. So we are using the Winston Cup formula. It's slightly modified, but the bonus points as they go we've got a few different ones here. So we've got 5 bonus points for leading a lap. We got 5 for leading the most laps, 5 for the fastest lap, 5 for pole, and 5 for hard chargers. So that'll be whoever picks up the most spots this evening. Last week, we were at Daytona Beach, and Ryan Kish got the win after an absolutely crazy race. It was really fun to watch. These cars were a blast. They were screaming down that track all day, and it was really fun to watch. It's too bad we don't have any more super speedways on the rest of the season, but that's okay. We'll have to make do with some good short track and 1.5 mile racing. Hate to tell you this there, Rob, but you're missing your right front light there on your car. Other than that, though, great. I like the Stacker 2 car. Loving all the old paint schemes, and gosh, I love the that old Monte Carlo rear end with the bent, I don't even know what you would call it, but it's like it flared out. It's not flat on the back, but I don't know. I always used to like that. I thought it was cool. Be pretty hard to push, though. So keep that in mind, anybody pushing a Monte Carlo here on a restart or anything. That rear end looks like, oh, my God. Got some people dying here in practice. Oh, no, they collected another car. There we go. The last week's winner, Ryan Kish there in that beautiful Cheez-Its car, also took home Scheme of the Night. Don't get your hopes up this week, Ryan. I don't do any repeats, so if you do the same scheme, I'm not going to give it credit if it's already won. But still, great scheme. Looks like back behind him, though, we got the 08 of Christian Kendall His inverse sleep token car this week. Fantastic scheme, Christian. I love it. Zach Passon here this week as well in this really, really nice Valvoline / Eagle 119. Dylan Poteet also making his season debut here at Las Vegas in this really nice Peak Menards number 31. Mitchell Welker also making his premiere this week in this nice new orange, fast orange number 76 car. Mitchell with a great season with us last time out with when we were running the ARCA cars. It's for season 12. Had a really, really strong season. I bungled his win on the season and didn't broadcast the Portland race like an absolute fool. Didn't press go live. So, yeah, that was my bad, Mitchell. I still feel really bad for that after he dominated the first half of the season. Wasn't able to broadcast a win for him, but maybe today will be a little different. Currently at the top of the board, Chad Simpson in this number 42 car with a 29.719. Ryan Kish currently about 500ths behind. And Will Roberts another 500ths behind as well. A lot of cars really close here. The top 10 all within a tenth basically between Chad Simpson, Ryan Kish, Will Roberts, Lyle Swearingen, Ryzen Baker. With a new number 77 car. That's it looks like a Matt Kenseth Smirnoff Ice throwback. Like that. Zach Buchanan as well in the number 40. Zach Henry with still no custom scheme, keeping it simple. I like it. Then Mitchell Welker in 8th, Christian Kendall with the 9th fastest time, and then that top 10, Zach Passon in that number 19 there. All of those guys within a tenth of each other. So we got a competitive field this evening. Currently, we've got 25 guys registered. So it should be a really fun night. Got about 30 seconds here before we click over to qualifying. And after qualifying, we're gonna have this week's guest come in and tell us how he thinks the car is handling, and we'll ask him some questions before the green drops. And hopefully, Will, if you're listening, you'll give me an extra pace lap tonight to do that. Joseph Grijalva here, and this is a nice scheme. I like that Motorcraft scheme. Number 22 Ford Taurus. Kaylee Lee with a strong showing last week in the black and white Home Depot number 20 car. All right, who are we going to go on board with for qualifying today? Why don't we go on board with last week's winner, Ryan Kish, if he's up and running here. Yes, he is. Nope, that's Christian Kendall. Well, you know what? All right, well, we'll go on board with Christian here, and we will watch Christian's qualifying attempt. Oh, switched over to... Oh, it's switching automatically. I apologize. All right, guys, we're going to ride on board with Christian here. I think Christian will probably ride the top here to get a good exit off of turn 4 for his lap as he's sawing on that wheel. Ooh, the matching sleep token helmet. Love it. A lot of good pedal work there from Christian. Yeah, he's not exactly sure. Doesn't want to push the car too hard here. Better to just get a time on the board than start in the back. He's going to ride up high here to try to get some heat in the right rear and get a really good exit off of turn 4 for lap number 2 as he cuts down real low there to get as fast of a time as possible. Currently a 10th off the pole, sitting in 3rd. Much more confident there with the throttle in turns 1 and 2. A nice easy roll off. Don't get too deep now in the corner. Really good job. Hit that apex perfectly. Really good exit. Let's see what Christian's able to get out of it. Boom. Hey, put it on the pole. There it is with a 29.680. Fantastic. Dylan Poteet out here, about to start his first lap. We'll ride along with Dylan here while I refresh my timing and scoring. After lap 1, that's got Dylan sitting in 8th, only 2/10 off. I'll drop down to 9th, that's okay. See what my ex-teammate Poteet's here, what he's able to do here, coming off of turn 4. Pretty strong exit. Should be faster. Yes, I did. Picked up about a 10th there, but it only brings him up to 8th. He's already moved down to 9th. But really good, solid qualifying performance there as well. Let's see if there's anybody else we got. Sierra Cooper, no, they are not headed out. Richard Hurst, no. No, it looks like we've got a bunch of people waiting. So, all right, well, we'll sit and we'll chat here for a minute. We got about a minute and a half. Well, we're going to take our last, I'm going to take my last little break here, and I'll come back. And we'll go over the grid as soon as we're back. All right, everybody, we are back. We're gonna go ahead and hit this grid. So it looks like Christian Kendall was fast enough to stay on the pole there. So that 08 is going to be leading us to the green today with a 29.680. Chad Simpson, wow, with a 29.681 on his outside. So that should be a really interesting battle here to start the race. Ryan Kish right behind them, 29.690 in that number 52. Zach Passon with a 29.700 starting in 4th on Ryan's outside. 5th, we've got Zach Buchanan. 6th, Mitchell Welker. Lyle Swearigan is going to be in that number 68 car right behind them on the inside with Sarah Tessum on his outside. We've got Will Roberts and Ryzen Baker in the next row. Dylan Poteet, Zach Henry in that number 12 right behind them. We've got Derek Schauer with a 29.841 in the number 88 car. He's going to be on the inside with Joseph Grijalva in that 22 on the outside with a 29.9 flat. Jared Dixon right behind them in the number 16 car with Jackson Robillard on his outside in the number 98. Evan Adams is going to be in the 59 car. He's going to be on the inside right behind them with Nicholas Sudik to his outside. Ty Smith in the number 81 and Richard Hurst in the next row. Noah Hogard and Rob Kubat after that in the following row. And then we've got William Gregory, Sierra Cooper in the number 57. Charles M. Sweller, and then we got Kaylee Lee in the number 20. I think, yep, that'll round out our field. We had a couple people there not put any times. But I have someone here in the booth with me. Is going to be the number 88. Derek Shower is joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Let me make sure my Discord audio is working and I'm not having a ton of issues with that. Should be okay. You here for me, Derek?
Yes, sir. I am here loud and clear. You
Gotcha.
got me?
I do. I hear you, and it looks like everybody else does as well. How's the car feeling tonight?
It's very good. The only thing is turn 3 is very easy to overdrive and get really tight off of 4 and kills all of your momentum from the front straight. So have a feeling that's going to be a very big problem tonight. If I'm outside of anyone, it's more of just making sure I'm clear on the inside or else they're going to start sliding up on me. So hopefully that doesn't happen tonight after last week's unfortunate events, but I mean, we're here for it, so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this race. I think it's going to be a little cleaner. I know last week was crazy. Everybody was getting used to this new car at Daytona.
Yes.
Daytona's Daytona, so. But yeah, so I did read that you had quite an interesting pre-race routine to get yourself in the mood. What were you doing before the race?
Yeah, so me and my wife are celebrating 2 years from when we first started dating this week.
Congratulations.
And so today I took the day off and was just doing stuff around the house and getting gifts for her. And so usually it's typically how Wednesdays go for me is either we get home from work and we hang out and then I get ready for the race that way. Usually drink like Celsius or some W powder stuff, something like that. But yeah, we were just watching Twilight and sitting there scrolling through TikTok videos on our phones.
Hey, you know what? That is a great way to get yourself calm. I know a lot of different guys have some different techniques to get ready. Some guys try to get hyped up and get crazy. Other guys just sit and just rot. So,
yep, I just sit and chill and wait for the race to get all hyped up and crazy.
All right, man. Well, good luck. Hopefully it
Thank you,
goes
sir.
better for you than it did last week. It was a little crazy. I know you got caught up in a wreck. So, but good luck
Yeah,
tonight,
it
and
happened.
we'll see you out there. We'll try to check in with you from time to time as well.
All right, sounds good. Hopefully we can put a good show on for y'all tonight.
All right, I hope so. That was Derek Shower, everybody, in that number 88. I will get you moved up in just 1 second, Derek. Back to your channel.
Sounds good. Thank you, sir.
All right, Derek Shower, everybody, last season's Race 1 winner. As Christian Kendall leads us to the line here, and Chad Simpson gets a pretty identical start to Christian, so he should be right on his outside here to start lap number 1. All right, pretty clean getaway there. Looks like Chad is going to try to use the momentum on the outside to get around Christian. And with the tires being a little cold here to start, I actually was surprised that it stuck for him. Didn't force it though, still really early on in the race. But as you can see, that top line is definitely very competitive. As Chad Simpson now definitely he secures the lead right in front of the 08 and the 52 of Ryan Kish. Sarah Tessum and Zach Passon right behind them. We got 26 cars in the field this evening, so it should be a really fun, exciting race. Lots of racing all through the field. Zach Passon trying to get the bottom lane going there, it looks like. Sarah Tessum had the momentum there on the outside, turns 1 and 2. As she's going to continue that momentum and maybe even might be able to get around the 52 of Ryan Kish here. She is. Excellent job there, riding that momentum until it stopped. Sarah still riding the outside here, taking the fight to the 08 of Christian Kendall. she should be able to get this pass done. Wow, she is absolutely committed to that middle to high line and is making up some ground very quickly. Looks like she's going to try to challenge the leader, Chad Simpson, here. But really, really committed there to that top line. I hope it works. It continues to work and isn't too rough on the tires to start here, because everybody else is still kind of in the middle to the bottom for the most part. I do see Dylan Poteet back there in that Peak Menards Chevrolet riding the top. Number 68 of Lyle Swearingen trying to complete the pass on the 88 of Derek Schauer, our in-race reporter this evening. They are battling it out. Yeah, so far so good for everybody here, keeping it relatively clean and tidy. Like this old, I believe that is a Brian Vickers throwback, that number 88. If I remember correctly, I think that was for the 25 car, Brian Vickers, when he was in it. But Kaylee Lee as well, moving up through the field after starting in the back, not qualifying. Moving up through the pack, up to 19th already. Last week's runner-up. We've already got someone that has either disconnected or, yeah, looks as though Ty Smith maybe got into the wall or something, or at least, or had to go for some reason. He is no longer connected. But Dylan Poteet, we got a big battle here between the 40, the 2, the 31, and the 88, all for 9th place here, or 8th place for Zach Buchanan. Lots of great racing so far. Chad Simpson still in the lead, has a 3/10 advantage on Christian Kendall, who got back around Sarah Tessum, who is currently under siege by Ryan Kish. Starting to fall back just a little bit. You wonder if maybe Sarah was just a little too hard on the tires there the first few laps, trying to make up some ground. That could be really, really tempting here, especially at Las Vegas. You don't really realize how hard you're being on the tires until it's too late. Still a good battle here between the 31 and the 88, and now the 68 of Lyle Swearingen as well. Will Roberts, one of the first people to go up there and check out the really, really, really high line, it seems. Looks like Lyle's gonna run the bottom here below the 88 and the 31, as we're 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Exit with the 31 of Dylan Poteet passing or staying in front of the 88. This is a great battle between all these cars. Like this is some serious congestion here. If I'm Chad Simpson, this is what I want to see in all the corners. Although he is being chased back down now by Christian Kendall, who wants his lead back. Was not able to lead a lap yet. So Christian is definitely going to want that extra 5 bonus points that's sitting right there, 1/10 ahead of him right now. He got the bonus points for qualifying on the pole. He wants the bonus points for at least leading a lap. Yeah, these two guys right now, definitely the 2 fastest cars on the track, the 42 and the 08. The 08 is actually a little faster right now. Could be due to just having a little bit of the draft from the 42. Sarah Tessum still falling back just a little bit. I think she probably overcooked the tires, but that's something that, she knows now. So she's got 2 extra sets. So try to minimize the damage and try to get to that first green flag stop. Ryzen Baker moving up a few spots as well, finding himself in 6th place. Mitchell Welker sitting in that orange number 76 car in 5th. Zach Passon, I did find out, I did a little digging. So Zach just straight up did not feel like driving the Super Speedway last week. Doesn't like it, doesn't like that style of racing. And I can totally respect that. So, I don't blame you. It was a bleep show for a lot of guys, but it was a really crazy finish last week. So, but Zach Passon here just, goes head down like normal, just trying to wait till the end of the race. Got a battle going on right here between the 20, the 90, and the 58. Ooh, that AOL car is zipping across the track there to try to make a move on the 20 of Kaylee Lee. Oh, gets a little tight and probably had to get out of the throttle there. Gonna definitely fall back into the clutches here of Noah Hogard. Yeah, massive, had to be a massive checkup there. Lost 3/10 on the exit to Kaylee Lee there. Derek Schauer, our in-race reporter, sitting in 11th now, starting to drive away from these guys right behind him. Another contender from last season, Zach Henry here in the 12. He was in the 39 car, I believe, last season. Had a really strong season and was a factor in the championship up until the very last race. Woo! Tries to squeeze in there on the 98 of Jackson Robillard. Is that like a NASCAR? Is that a NASCAR Thunder scheme? Well, that number 98, it looks really familiar. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly, to be honest with you. But early contenders for scheme of the night, I'm going to have to go with the 08 Christian Kendall, the 42 of Chad Simpson, that 19 of Zach Passon as well, making it very hard for these two guys as he's giving Christian Kendall a little bit of momentum to try to get around that 42 of Chad Simpson. Chad did have the fastest lap in practice. Looked like he scraped the wall just a little bit on the exit of 4. But Zach definitely putting the pressure on Christian Kendall to get this pass done. But Dylan Poteet in that 31 as well, another strong contender for paint of the night, I gotta say. I know exactly who painted that. The guy who paints all my cars when I actually used to race. So Dylan Body, I see you, buddy. Awesome scheme. He's been blowing the channel up with all of his sick paint schemes. Zach Passon was able to get around the 08 there of Christian Kendall for second place. Christian now looking to get a little bit of momentum heading onto the back straight to see if he can continue racing these guys. Well, while we've got a lot of really good action here, Zach Passon actually trying to pass Chad Simpson for the lead. I'm not sure who led that lap, but Zach is definitely challenging to try to get an extra 5 bonus points right here. After missing last week's race, he's going to need them. Not forcing the issue too much here on Chad, as Chad's really, really comfortable with that middle lane there in turns 3 and 4. He's able to get a lot of good momentum to just keep himself right beside whoever is trying to pass him. But it does look like maybe here, he is going to have the momentum to stay right next to Zach in that number 19 car. Ryan Kish, last week's winner, looking around, trying to see if there's a lane he can take. Man, I'm loving how this car races on this mile and a half. If this is how everything is going to go this season, this is going to be an awesome year. I can't wait. Christian Kendall trying to take the really, really, really high line to get the momentum here down the back straightaway. I think he may have gotten up in the marbles just a little bit there, maybe a little too high. Did not have a net gain on that. Man, this is incredible. Oh, 42 into the wall just a little bit there. Yeah, that's going to give Zach Passon the lead. He definitely led that lap, so he has secured himself a nice 5 bonus points. And now Zach going to try to pull away here from that 42 of Chad Simpson. He's already created a 2/10 gap. Man, I'd love to check out what's going on in the rest of the field, but this has been too much. This has been too good at the front. As you can see, here's the lead pack. We've got about 6 or 7 cars here in that pack right there, ending with Zach Buchanan in 6th. So we've got a front 6 car breakaway, and then within another 2 seconds we have 7, 8, 9, and 10 right behind him. That seems to be everybody, I would say, with race-winning speed tonight. I know that we've got some people coming up from the back, but they've got a lot of ground to make up. Kaylee Lee up to 19th after starting in the back. Everybody else, not really a ton of progress. Like I said, I know that these cars are really easy. It's much easier to pass with one of these cars than the new next-gen cars and things like that, but track position is still very important. So we're going to see how pit cycles will factor in. We've still got a long, long way to go tonight. But Zach Passon currently in control. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bow out for just a second and give you guys a nice, cool turn it up, since I was only able to give you guys one last week. What do you say we go ahead and enjoy some engine noise? I'll go ahead and cut right back in here. Sorry about that. We've got an early pit stop here. Ryan Kish down the pit lane, I guess, to go ahead and get some fresh tires. This is a very interesting strategy. I didn't see anybody pitting this early. Zach Passon still continuing to lead. Chad Simpson in second. Mitchell Welker third. Zach Buchanan fourth. Christian Kendall falling back to fifth. Probably chewed up his tires just a little more than he wanted, trying to get the lead from Chad Simpson. Lyle Swearingen here as well has pulled right up to these guys in the number 68 car. He's actually made quite a run. He's passed quite a few cars. Just kidding. I felt like I saw him battling with somebody for a while. Maybe he fell back for a second and has passed a few cars. My apologies, Lyle. Just a quick update, though. Sarah Tessum on pit road as well after falling back to 18th on that run. Not a net gain, but she's going to try to stop. Oh, she overcooked the box. It's okay, though. It's under green. She's going to lose way less time doing that under green than under yellow. She probably would have lost a ton of spots. Dylan Poteet here running in ninth, right behind a newly pitted car of Richard Hurst, and that number 18 Interstate Batteries car. Dylan Poteet now going to bring it down pit lane, put 4 fresh ones on, and top off some fuel. Strong run so far from Will Roberts. Having a good night, keeping it clean. Getting passed by the 57 car of Sierra Cooper there. Probably just have been down. Let me see. She been down? Yes. Yep, they have been down pit road. So far we've got Dylan Poteet, Ryan Kish, Sarah Tessum, Richard Hurst, and Sierra Cooper that have pitted. So we've got a few different strategies. Ryan Kish getting around Dylan Poteet as Poteet is coming off of pit lane right now. All of these cars at least one lap down. Ooh, Derek Schauer there getting a little bit loose or tight. Almost hit the wall, had to save it there. Hang on to her, Derek. I need to get some in-race reporting done. I mean, obviously, if we get a crash. If not, well, then I guess there's nothing to... I'm definitely not going to pull you up in the middle of the race while you're racing. So. But Zach Passon currently pulling a 1.1 second lead over second place Mitchell Welker. Chad Simpson, who is now pulling it down pit road, right behind Zach Passon. We've got a couple of the leaders coming down here. The 19 is Zach Passon, the 42 Chad Simpson, and the 40 of Zach Buchanan. Let's go on board here with Zach Passon for this pit stop. As you see Derek Schauer pulling out of his pit lane, or his pit box. Kaylee Lee there leaving pit road as well. Should be a pretty tight race off of pit road here between the 42 and the 19. Oh, 42 actually with a better stop there. Chad Simpson gonna actually get out well ahead of the 19, Zach Passon. So if everything cycles out correctly, our provisional leader at the moment should be Chad Simpson. From Ryan Kish in 10th place, everyone on back has pitted. So here's Ryan Kish right now. I guess technically he is the provisional leader. He just got his lap back from Nicholas Sudik, who was in the pit lane. Mitchell Welker in the pit lane as well. We've got pretty much everybody pitting. Should be cycled out completely this lap, or this time by, or the next lap. Ryan Kish will be your leader. Yep, there's everybody else that stayed out coming off the pit lane right now. They should cycle in right behind these guys. I hope Ryan saved some tire there on his first couple laps. He was the first to pit. He's got the longest stint going of 9 laps. Chad Simpson right behind him is on his second lap, about 1.1 seconds back. Probably will take another 5 to 6 laps to really start reeling him in. Christian Kendall in third place provisionally with one less lap than Chad Simpson on his tires. Dylan Poteet getting in a couple laps earlier than Zach Passon was able to come out in fourth. Dylan might have come out ahead on this pit strategy here to come in just a lap or two early. So he's looking pretty good. I believe he came in around 9th or 10th and currently is sitting in 4th. Sarah Tessum up to 13th. Derek Schauer in the 88 car sitting in 14th, right behind him, 4 laps after his pit stop. Chad Simpson actually really reeling in Ryan Kish. He's only half a second back. These guys are closing in a lot faster than I thought they would. But Ryan, 11 laps on his tires, only just now 5 laps on Chad's. Zach Passon trying to find his way around Dylan Poteet here in that 31 car. We're going to have a pass for the lead any second. Chad will probably... Yep, he's going to take the outside to middle lane here to try to get the momentum on Ryan heading into the straightaway, and will hope to be beside him by turn 1. Ryan taking a defensive line there to actually cut the tri-oval to stay in front of the 42. Gives the 42 the inside, knowing that it is really hard to pass there. Yeah, not enough momentum there from Ryan Kish to pull away. So I think Chad Simpson should be able to complete the pass here. He is going to be able to do that. So Chad Simpson back on point in that number 42. Dylan Poteet still ahead of Zach Passon at the moment. Only 3 lap older tires here for Dylan. Will Roberts getting around Mitchell Welker at the moment. We got a big battle here for 7th place between Joseph Grijalva, Will Roberts in the 2, Mitchell Welker, and Zach Henry, and number 77, Horizon Baker here. Mitchell Welker had to get out of the gas there a little bit. I wonder if how aero-tight these cars are getting here, if these guys are a little surprised. I should have asked Derek, but if we get a yellow, I will definitely ask them how they feel in traffic, and especially once you get a few laps on the tires. Sorry if I'm sounding tired as well. I'm on week 3 of having a baby now, and I've got 2 classes right now this week, and it's a lot. So I'm pretty tired. The 08 of Christian Kendall now finally trying to lead his first lap of the race after he and Ryan Kish get around Chad Simpson. Chad must have gotten loose or really tight, had to get out of the gas because he fell all the way back to 3rd there. These guys are all in a line now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got a 5-place battle for first at the moment. Christian Kendall trying to do everything he can to make it just a 1 spot, or just a battle for second. Just pulled a little bit away from the 52. All right, so now that we've cycled through, we've got about 10 to 15 laps on average on everybody's tires. Christian Kendall started on the pole, found his way back to the point just a lap or 2 ago after being passed on lap number 1 by Chad Simpson, who started on his outside. Ryan Kish started in 3rd. He's currently in 2nd. Had a very good strategy actually to get him some more track position and get him to lead a few laps. Pitted a few laps earlier than everybody else, but he's still holding on really well. Dylan Poteet, but Zach Passon there getting around Dylan Poteet was the leader when the pit stop started. started in 4th. He's currently in 3rd. He does have the best tires of any of these cars in the front, I would say, as we're trying to get around a lap car. Dylan Poteet, though, started in 11th. Definitely the biggest mover in this top 5 so far. Started in 11th and has made his way up based off of some pit strategy. Did a really good job on pit road. Chad Simpson, still in the mix. Maybe had a rough corner. I may have missed it, so sorry about that. But Chad, still really solid, in position to make a run here for the finish. Lyle Swearingen right behind them in this number 68 car. Dropped off of them just a little bit, not too far back. Behind him, we've got Zach Henry in the 12, started in 12th, currently running in 7th. Had a really clean, solid race so far for Zach Henry. Will Roberts started in 9th, and he's currently running in 8th. Had another clean race for Will. I know that's all Will wants right now. Have a nice, solid, clean race. Joseph Grijalva, another pretty big mover here. Moved up 5 spots, started at 14th. So running up in 9th in a number 22 Motorcraft Ford. And around our top 10, Ryzen Baker, he's qualified in 10th. He's still sitting in 10th. So good solid night though for Ryzen. Was a little disappointed with how the race ended for him last week after leading the most laps. But a very, very, very good, solid showing from him tonight. Following up a good race from him last week. Ooh, scraping the wall a little bit from a couple cars there. Christian Kendall still out in the lead. Actually starting to pull away from Ryan Kish. It's a second advantage right now on the 52 car. Zach Passon trying to get around the 52 to try to chase down that 08 as he continues to get smaller in that windshield. So we have had a few retirees. Ty Smith, William Gregory in the 90, and Charles Emsweller in the number 39 have all retired from the race. So we've got 23 cars on track. Good battle here for Derek Schauer and Mitchell Welker. Sarah Tessum trying to rebound off of that rough, I guess, first stint. She was really fast to start, but I think she definitely overcooked the tires. Doing a much better job of managing them this time, even after pitting much earlier than these guys around her. So fantastic job, Sarah. Good job. Chad Simpson back up to 3rd. Poteet falling back to 6th here. Not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, Ryan Kish now starting to drop a little bit after being the first to pit. But he was honestly able to hold on to it a lot longer than I thought. Given that Ryan and Dylan are both behind the other 4 here, what I'm assuming happened is maybe Ryan got a little loose or had to slow down a little bit, and Dylan didn't have anywhere to go, so they kind of had to slow down together. It's an educated guess, could be wrong. But still a second gap here between the 19 of Zach Passon and the 08 of Christian Kendall. You can get a really good idea of how far back 1 second is here. If you look, that car right above, or right at the top of his windshield, right under the rear view mirror, that's the 08. Well, right on board here with Zach for just a lap or two and see if he's able to make any ground, so you can kind of see or get a feel for what it's like to try to chase a leader down. So yeah, over the last several laps, that first lap that we watched, he was able to gain about 0.2 on the 08. But since then, it's been about even, about 1 second, pretty much the whole time. But he does have the 68 of Lyle Swearingen, who, man, like 7 or 8 laps ago when we were going through the field was back in like 6th or 7th, a second off of these guys. Oh, we got the 40 there of Zach Buchanan pitting. He's already 1 lap down. I wonder what happened. Did he must have had an issue on the first pit stop because he wasn't with these guys afterwards. Huh, interesting. We've got a couple other takers, I think, as well that have pitted. Jared Dixon, Mitchell Welker. Jackson Robillard is 2 laps down now. May have had some issues on pit road. Kaylee Lee from the back has worked her way up to 16th. Noah Hogard with a solid race, riding up in 15th again after also starting in the back. Yeah, we see Ryan Kish and Dylan Poteet really have fallen off of that lead 4. They are almost 2.5 seconds back. Actually, Dylan Poteet's 4 seconds off the leader. Ryan Kish 3.5 seconds off of the leader. About 2 seconds off of Chad Simpson in 4th. And another taker down the pit road. That looked like the lap car of 57 of Sierra Cooper. Looks like Zach Passon riding the top line, trying to find something here to try to get a little closer to Christian Kendall. He's got that 68 car of Lyle Swearingen right on him, trying to get the pass done. He might. Oh, I think he'll be able to do it right here. Yeah, Christian Kendall able to stretch his legs tonight and really get out and lead some laps. But tonight, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and go with this number 31 car here, Dylan Poteet. That's scheme of the night, baby. Scheme of the night. Lap number 69. Nice. Congrats to Poteet here. For scheme of the night. Hopefully he can hang on to it. Maybe he'll get a yellow and be able to compete for the win tonight. But I know he'll be happy with a solid top 5 or even a top 6 where he's sitting right now. Ryzen Baker behind him at the moment in this all-black 77. But currently 9 seconds off the leader. So Christian Kendall and these top 4 guys are absolutely putting a whooping on them tonight. All right, well, while the leaders are still staying out at the moment, I'm going to give you guys a shorter little turn it up here. I'm going to take an announcer's break, and I'll be right back. a major issue there for the 68. Lyle Swearingen just got into the wall a little bit on the exit. Lost a ton of time to the 08 and the 19 at Zach Passon here. Like I said, I'm wondering if there is still a little bit of aero tight, because he was behind the 76 there, Mitchell Welker, who's just recently pitted. Dylan Poteet, also the most recent of the leaders to pit, 1 lap on these tires so far, back in 14th. Ryan Kish right in front of him. So honestly, a pretty good, pretty net neutral there for Ryan. He was in 4th or 5th, I believe, in that first stint when he came in for his tires. So, but that should be all the tires for these guys. I know that's why these leaders are waiting. They're waiting as long as they can. But here comes Christian Kendall into the pit lane for his final set of tires. No other leaders are coming with him, but it does look like the 19 pitted 1 lap earlier than him. Zach Passon currently leaving pit road, trying to undercut Christian Kendall for the lead. He's going to want to get around this number 20 here and get up to speed as fast as he can. Christian Kendall waiting on the fuel, and go, 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 go. All right, we'll see where he comes out. It's going to be very close here. Oh, man, not as close as I thought, actually. Wow. Christian Kendall with a massive lead. A 5-second gap on Zach Passon. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Zach there on pit road. That is just what the doctor ordered for this 08 sleep token machine. Will Roberts taking the lead from Lyle Swearingen as he goes down pit road. So Will trying to get a bonus point or 5 bonus points here. Chad Simpson's just now coming out off the pit road behind the 08. Quite a bit. That's the 08 in front of them that was entering the turn. And now Will Roberts is going to bring it down pit road for his pit stop. Man, big gap here between the 08 and Chad Simpson. As the 08 gets around Lyle Swearingen there in the 68, that red 68 car. That's going to be really close racing here between the 42 and the 68 going into turn 3 and 4. Chad Simpson able to clear him and get back into second place. But that is just what Christian wanted to see, as he's going to pass Will Roberts here as Will's exiting pit road. 2.2 second gap back from Christian Kendall to Chad Simpson. Massive. That's awesome. That's great for Christian Kendall. That's what Chad Simpson wanted to see, though. He's back up into second. Not sure exactly what happened there to Zach Passon, with now a 5.5 second gap between him and the leader. 3 seconds back from Lyle Swearingen, who he was right behind upon entering pit road. But Lyle's got his momentum built up, and his tires are up to temperature now, so he's going to try to challenge Chad Simpson here for second place. As that should be the last stop for tires the rest of the race. So if we get another yellow, nobody else has any tires left, as far as I'm aware. But I'm sure Derek feels a little cheated, because it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get back to him this race. But you know what? I'm sure he'll take an all-green race, and I'm sure you guys will too. So if we can get it to the end, awesome. But I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but maybe an overtime restart wouldn't be too bad. Get some more exciting. But either way, this has been a really great race so far. I'm loving the way these cars are driving around these tracks. They're not crazy, like loose or out of control like the ARCA cars would get sometimes. So these guys seem to be having a really good time. And it's been very competitive since it's, I mean, it's been a green flag race. And really, there's only a half a second gap to the leader now. I don't know what's going on with Christian Kendall. He had a 2.5 second gap. Now it's down to 0.3 of a second. Yeah, Christian already lapping in the 30.5s. Lyle and Chad both faster the last 3 or 4 laps. That lap a 30.4, Lyle a 30.3, and Chad a 30.2. But Zach Passon a 31.0. Maybe he's dealing with some lap traffic. Only a 2-lap difference on tires here between Christian and Lyle. A lot of lap traffic here for the leaders. We're going to have to see how they're able to maneuver through it. We've got the 16 of Jared Dixon there, 88 of Derek Schauer, giving them plenty of room. As long as they continue to do this for the 08, that's what he wants to see. He probably isn't loving seeing the 40 there running the bottom and peeking to the inside of the next car. This is not great for the leader. He's going to have to try to race, completely ignore what these guys are doing. But man, you could throw a blanket onto the top 3 right here, as they're now trying to navigate lap cars. So it gets more interesting by the lap. We've got another car right up the road here of Evan Adams in that number 59 car. Had somebody blink out there. A really, really awesome racing. I cannot believe how fast the 68 and the 42 came up to the 08 here. And it looks like the 68 is just going to be able to get right around Christian Kendall. Maybe Christian just tried too hard there after the pit stop to get up to speed and has really maybe cooked his tires a little too much. Yeah, these guys have actually lapped up to 11th place now. That Evan Adams is sitting in 10th. So far, not a bad race at all from Evan Adams, but these guys up front are just flying tonight. These front 3 cars with a 10-second gap on Zach Passon and Dylan Poteet, which are 4th and 5th. It kind of tells me I think Zach is saving his tires, waiting for a yellow here. And I think Christian might be doing the same, knowing that he doesn't have any more tires left. The 68 there of Lyle Swearengin is going to get the lead, as they're now trying to get past this lap car of Evan Adams. 42 able to get around the 08 as well. Yeah, if Christian wasn't trying to pace out his tires, I'm not really sure what happened on that run right after the pit stop. He lost a ton of time somewhere. We got another really big battle. Oh, no, it looks like, never mind. We just had some people in the pit lane. I apologize. Ryan Kish certainly sitting in 8th. I think that tire difference finally is starting to not work well for the 52 as he's actually bringing it down pit road again. Huh. Okay, maybe we had 3 sets of tires. We had 2 last week, and I asked if anything was different, and they said no. So let's see what's going on here with the 52. We're approaching 20 laps to go. Okay, yep, right sides. I'm keeping an eye on the gap for the leaders. Chad Simpson has taken the lead from Lyle Swearingen. Interesting. So Chad Simpson now in the lead. The 08 and the 68 right behind him. The 52 of Ryan Kish out of pit road. I'm wondering if he did not take tires that last stop and wanted to take... I have no idea what's going on with this strategy, so I'm going to just stop guessing, I guess. So if these guys up here had more tires, I'd have thought they wouldn't have stayed out that last run as long. But Zach Passon is getting passed by just about everybody now. He's back 13 seconds from the leader. Will Roberts up to 4th. But currently the fastest car on the track is, let's see. Got Ryzen Baker, currently in 5th here, the fastest car on the track. But these front 3, you can still throw a blanket on them. Man, these guys have had crazy pace all night to be 11 seconds ahead, but all 3 of them are still right there. Man, what a race. This has been highly entertaining. And honestly, for a little while there, I thought the 08 was going to pull away, but we can stay green. This is great. '68 car giving a little bit of a push to the 42, maybe to try to get him to overcook the corner just a little bit. '68 going to be a little staggered to the right there, the 42, to try to get just a little bit of momentum. Stay right in his wake here and try to pull out on him. You see, yep, that's exactly what he's doing here. He's going to go to his outside. That is where Lyle wants to be. He's going to have a lot of momentum right here to get around the 42 of Chad Simpson. I think he's going to be able to do it. Oh, yes, he is clear before the middle of the back straightaway. Now, these guys are battling like crazy. Now Christian Kendall trying to take 2nd spot away from Chad Simpson, peeking that right front. Down on the inside of the 42 there. The leader is coming up against another lap car of Kaylee Lee here in the number 20. She worked her way up to 13th today. I mean, again, the track position starting in the back did not work out with no yellows so far, but she's had a great race getting all the way up to 13th. Just running her race, doing a great job. The 08 here, Christian Kendall trying to get to the outside of Chad Simpson. But the lap car there not going to be able to, not going to help the 08 with that. Now we're going to have to see some patience here from the 76 of Mitchell Welker and the 52 of Ryan Kish, because these guys are going to have much newer tires than the leaders. So this can have a huge impact on the finish of this race. The 15 to go as we're coming to 14 to go this time by. Now the leaders having to contend with lap cars on fresher tires getting around them. So if we had 3 sets and I was just wrong, then I think these leaders are just going to try to run it to the end and hope for a yellow, or just hope, you know, to let the chips fall as they may, since we are here in Las Vegas. Again, don't lose all your money when you're in Vegas. And now we've got the biggest gap that we've had in quite a while to the leader, but Now the lap cars have gotten around the leader, so the 42 and the 08 will probably pull right back up to him. Zach Passon and Dylan Poteet have been passed by Ryzen Baker for 5th, Will Roberts sitting in 4th. So Dylan Poteet in 6th, Zach Passon 7th, as he is on pit road as well. Yeah, they must have had 3 sets, so I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Lyle Swearingen there, 103 of 115, or sorry, 104, a little delayed there, 115. We're approaching 10 to go. I guess the 19 of Zach Passon has had enough. He's tired of waiting to come for this last set of tires. Pit stop has Zach Passon coming out right now, 2 laps down to the leaders. That number 19 car in 13th. Lyle here in the 68 starting to pull away from everybody. He's got a 7/10 of a second advantage on Chad Simpson and Christian Kendall now battling it out here for second. We're now under 10 to go. We just completed 10 to go, so 9 to go, everybody. Lap 106 of 115. This has been an awesome all start to finish green flag race. Hopefully, we can finish clean. Yeah, Lyle in that number 68 car now definitely pulling away. He has pulled a 1 second gap on the 42 and the 08. So both of these guys now definitely looking for a yellow. 19 is Zach Passon in those fresh tires right behind him. Going to try to get around him and try not to influence the finish here for these guys. I know that's not what Zach wants to do here, but at the same time, he wants to get around them so he can continue to make up some spots. There we go. Leaders both very, very kindly letting Zach go without messing their own race up. So really, really good job there from everybody involved. It's like Christian Kendall trying something here, riding all the way to the top to try to get some momentum here to get around Chad Simpson. I'll be honest, I am hitting a brick wall. I am very tired. I'm very tired. So I really apologize for the lack of enthusiasm or excitement in talking here. I just hit a brick wall like 10 laps ago. Woo! It's all right. Oh, the 08, Christian Kendall trying to take advantage of the momentum he was able to get there on the exit of turn 4. He's going to probably try to dive bomb and slide up in front of the 42 here. The 42 going to try to cross him over, but Christian actually stayed on the bottom there to not allow that. They're going to be side by side. The 42 was able to take some of the momentum with him on the back straightaway, but Christian going to be here in the optimal position. These guys somehow have not lost any more time to the leader while battling. Which kind of tells me if they would straighten this out, that maybe the faster of the two would be able to chase him down, as we are now at 5 to go for the number 68 here, Lyle Swearingen. I'm also really apologize, Lyle, if I've been butchering your last name the whole time. Looks like Christian Kendall able to finally get around the 42 of Chad Simpson. Chad going to have a little momentum to peak to the, he's going to actually peak to the outside here. But Lyle Swearingen seeing everything he needs to see right now as we approach 3 to go this time by. He does have a couple of lap cars right in front of him here. Dylan Poteet in 7th, right there in front of him. Going to try to stay on the lead lap. just in case we do get a yellow. I think at this point, yep, Dylan's just, he's just saying, go ahead, boys, go ahead. Just trying to get to the end of this race, bring it home 7th. Totally respect that. Lyle has still maintained his gap back to Christian Kendall. Christian really trying to get that first win and not finish 2nd or 3rd like he has pretty much every non-plate or non-speedway race since he has rejoined Fuel. But I don't think it's going to be tonight, Christian, unfortunately, because Lyle, this last run, has been on rails and has been absolutely hauling the mail in that number 68 car. He comes out of turn 4 this time by. All he wants to do is see that white flag. Give him the white. Give him the white, baby. White flag is out. This is the last lap for Lyle Swearingen. Just got to keep it clean. Got a 1.3 second gap and a car between him and Christian Kendall. Just keep her clean, baby. You'll bring her home. All right, lap is half over. Looks like he is going to be bringing her home. He's going to ride to the inside here to try to stay out of everybody's way. And Lyle Swearingen, everybody, is going to be able to do it here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Gets the win, first of the season for Lyle. Fantastic race between he, Christian Kendall, and Chad Simpson there. That whole last stint, fantastic. Will Roberts, though, going to bring it home in 4th. Awesome race for Will. Reisenbaker 7th. Zach Henry going to bring her home in 6th. It looks like Dylan Poteet bringing it back around the track here in 7th place. Like he already got the checkered flag because he finished right behind the leader. So Zach Henry, the last on the lead lap there. Or sorry, Poteet, the last on the lead lap. And there it is, everybody. Everyone with a great race tonight. Only a couple of DNFs. Fantastic job, everybody. Well, bring it over here to Lyle Swearingen. Congrats, Lyle. We will pull you up into the booth here in just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take a break to drink some freaking water. But congrats again to Lyle. And we'll bring him up in the booth here in just a few minutes, and we'll get his thoughts. All right, everybody. We've got your race winner and second or third place finisher. I can't remember, but Lyle. We're gonna start with Lyle Swearingen. Congrats, buddy, on the win. How that was a really great competitive last stint there. How was it from your point of view? Obviously, I'm sure it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, just was able to get a lap or two ahead of everyone else as far as tires go on the stints there, so I had a little bit of a tire advantage, and also with the fuel advantage. Some guys had to save a little bit, and yeah, it just worked out for me there.
How long did the tires go before they really started feeling or falling off? Because I myself I have not raced these cars yet, so I'm really curious about how long it takes for the tires to feel like they fall off.
The way I was driving it, you pretty like I pretty much give up the entry a lot to have a good middle exit. When you attack the entry a lot, you really wear the fronts, heat them up, and it doesn't take much for the fronts to just start sliding, and you just get tied off the corners real bad, and it's hard to get it back. So, um, for me, I was starting to feel tight, maybe with 15 to go in the stint. Um, then it was a little loose on the X's, but really manageable. But yeah, if you just have easy entries, just let it roll, and then just hammer the middle exit, you get really good runs off and help the front stay alive.
Yeah, I think we noticed that on the broadcast with a few drivers at the beginning of the race, really driving it really hard and be able to make up a lot of ground. But yeah, just as you said, like as soon as you you toast those front two tires, you just can't turn the car anymore. We saw some people plummet to the back of the pack after a really strong start. But yeah, I mean, great competitive race for all three of you guys at the front. Congrats again, Lyle, for the win. Is there anybody that you want to thank tonight, or anything you want to say, get off your chest before I send you on your way to celebrate?
Just thank my team, FBR Motorsports, the FBR Simmer Accessories Creation Studio. I don't know if the car's showing that on the broadcast or not. I don't know if it uploaded right or not, but well, that's good. But yeah, just just the new guy around here, I guess. Coming from another league, just trying it out. Didn't have a good last week, but I mean, this Daytona, so
yeah, I was gonna
it
say
is what it is there.
You gotta take it as it comes at Daytona, unfortunately.
Yeah, so no, I mean, this has been pretty good so far. We'll see what we could do this season.
Yeah, well, great start tonight. Got a lot of mile and a half. So if you like some of the tracks coming up, good luck. We'll hopefully we'll see you at the front.
I appreciate it.
All right, man. Have a good night and congrats on the win. All right, and we also I've got our third place finisher, Chad Simpson, here for us in the number 42 car. Really awesome race, Chad. You were able to take the lead pretty much immediately there from Christian Kendall to start the race. How did you feel about the car when you first rolled off, and then how did it feel kind of near the end of the race?
Yeah, I melted the tires first stint, and I kind of put myself in a bind with going as hard as I did. I had to stop first out of those leaders with Zach, and it made the fuel strategy a lot more difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
The second stint, I managed to run 40 laps, which I think was as far as anybody went all race, which helped the last stint, but I still had to save a little bit the last stint. And coming to the finish, like last 5-ish laps, I had kind of cooked the tires up at that point, and I didn't really have anything for Lyle. I was trying to hang on to second, and I had a fun battle with Christian, but I ultimately lost out on that. But Lyle should be thanking me for his win, since I was the one that called his fuel strategy, since he just got in your computer and didn't have any displays, and I was telling him how far he needed to go. So, like, half of my win, I guess.
Well, there you go. Well, okay.
Sure.
Congrats on getting half the win, and a third. So I mean, that's better than just a win, right? You got half a win.
Yeah,
and a third.
that. I think I should get bonus points for it, honestly.
Well, I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can talk to Will or something. No, I don't think so. But anyway, is there anybody you want to thank tonight before I send you on your way to go and celebrate with your teammate for the other half of your win there?
Yeah, thanks. Surf Secure, Crow Pro, the FPR Sim Rig, Accessories Creation Studio, Alice Engineering Sim Motion, FTT, FR, Satellite Racing, FBR Motorsports, the admins here. Will not crashing in a race, pretty impressive. P4, nice. The fan club, we get an interview. I know you like to hear it, so maybe we can keep it up.
All right, man. Well, great race. Another really great, clean-looking car as well. So, congrats on the third, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully we'll get you in victory lane here soon.
Yeah, hopefully it's a full win, not half a win.
Hey, half a win is still better than no win.
Yeah, team wins. Team wins,
yeah,
right?
There you go. Team wins. But anyway, congrats, man. Go celebrate with your friend, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looks like I got one more guy we're gonna get an interview with here real quick. Our in-race reporter, Derek Shower. Unfortunately, we were not able to actually get any in-race reporting done for Derek because we went green the whole time. So I want to see how his experience was back in the pack or in the mid-pack. So let's bring Derek up here and see what he's got to say.
Having to pit.
Oh, sorry about that, Derek. I know you were I just super spontaneous. I saw you in the waiting room, and we weren't able to have any yellows there during the race, so I didn't want to pull you up in the middle of it. But if you could for me, like how'd it feel out there in the middle of the pack? How'd the tires feel on the long runs, and what were like some of the strategies you noticed going on out there?
It felt good. I just messed up there in the beginning. I can't remember who, but a couple people got together, and I don't know if I locked the tires up trying to not plow into someone or what. But I definitely used up my tires in the beginning. And then we got to a point where there was like 5 or 6 of us, I think, racing for 10th and 11th.
Oh, yes.
And kind of just tore my tires up too soon. And I got shuffled back, and then I was losing the draft or losing the pack. And so I was trying to push to catch back up to the pack at least and kind of be able to feed off of their draft. But I couldn't get there in time before the tires fell off too bad. And so I think I was like one of the first people to pit on that first round. So that completely screwed me on strategy, because then from there I couldn't space the second stop. I couldn't push it back far enough that on my second stop I would be good on fuel. So it was either don't take tires to start with. Either way, I'm gonna have to pit twice, once now and once for fuel. On the second stop, it was like I think I was like 5 laps short. So I was like, I'm just not gonna take tires. Hope there's a yellow. Stay on the lead lap, take my tires, and then maybe able to reset, but we never got one. And so I just kept falling back. And then the second stop that I didn't take tires, I ended up towards the end of that stint, I hit the wall and got some wheel damage, and I was like, there's no point. I'm just going to pit and whatever. A handful of us with RKC were running that. Robert and I can't remember. I don't remember who else. I know me and Robert for sure, and then Noah Hogard took tires. And somehow he was just able to hold enough fuel, and he was fine. So congrats to Hogard. P12 is pretty good for him. But yeah, I mean, I noticed a lot of people were, I think after the first stop, just did not push at all.
Yes.
Because at one point, I flew around Zach Buchanan and Welker, and I wasn't even pushing. And so I'm sitting there questioning, like, am I not saving enough? And turns out, no, I didn't save enough. So whatever. I figured it's Vegas.
It's Vegas.
Might as well gamble.
You gotta gamble. Yep, exactly. Yep. Exactly. So, but I mean, I think all things considered, though, I mean, it was a really clean race for the most part for everybody. Not a lot of incidents, that's for sure. So
no, I was surprised.
Go green from start to finish.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a wrong one for me because I'm horrible at tire saving. I've never been able to figure it out. It's like of all
yeah,
tracks.
it's a really, really, and this track it's so tempting to just go as fast as you can because you feel like you can, and then it's just like a switch where the tires die.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas is a tricky track, but we got some more 1.5 miles on the schedule coming up, so hopefully it was good practice. And I really like that the length with the fuel strategy there was really fun. So
It was.
yeah. How did the I wanted to ask, how does this car drive in traffic maybe compared to like the Xfinity car or the next gen car?
So what I've noticed, especially against the next gen car, it is not as aero dependent. So you can actually kind of tuck up in behind someone and be able to be behind them. With the next gen cars, as soon as you get behind someone mid corner, it just plows.
Yeah.
And the Xfinity car is a little better than the Cup car. The one thing I did notice too is like the Cup cars, when the tires don't really fall off as quick. But from my experience with the Cup cars is when they do fall off, you have no rear grip, so you're just like on ice pucks and sliding everywhere. So it's really fun. This car, up until I got the wheel damage, it was just tight in traffic. Um, it was pretty decent in the pack before I screwed up my tires. You could pretty much run wherever you wanted and not worry about aero killing you into someone.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a
that
couple
was
times
fantastic to watch at the beginning of the
Yeah.
race. Everybody was running all over the
Yeah.
place. It was great.
it was great.
But
So,
well,
I mean,
thanks. Yeah,
it's fun.
Is there anybody you wanted to thank tonight for the race or anything before I send you on your way? I want to say thank you for being my in-race reporter, even though I couldn't get you in race.
I mean, it happens. It was fun. Thank you for letting me be the in-race reporter. I appreciate the trust, and I also wanted to shout out Thomas Philbrick real quick. He is the one who painted this car, and it's the Kyle Busch car, and I've always been in love with this car.
I couldn't remember if that
So-
was the Brian Vickers 25 car or I thought it was. Oh well.
No, yeah, it's the Kyle car, and so he's always helped me with the stuff that we do with our league, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna rep his paint schemes, and so I just wanted a quick shout out to him and the whole people with RKC, Ryzen, all of them, Robert, Noah. They help kind of bring motivation to me to keep showing up, even though like tonight, usually before them, I would have just quit like 20 laps in, realizing I was screwed. So,
Hey man, yeah, you got to get the seat time if you want to get if you want to get better. You got to get the seat time.
Yep.
So, yeah, I know how frustrating that is. Trust me. That was my career here at Fuel before I had to retire. So.
yeah,
But yeah, thanks for your work tonight, man. Thanks for hopping on for the interview, and well, good luck next week.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Yep,
you
man.
very
Have
much,
a-
and thank you for the broadcast.
Absolutely. Have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Have a good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, really good race tonight. That was super fun. Let's go ahead. Let's go over our finishing order real quick. All right, Lyle Swearinger gets the win in that number 68 car, followed by Christian Kendall in second, Chad Simpson third, Will Roberts in fourth, Ryzen Baker in fifth, Zach Henry sixth, Dylan Poteet with a solid seventh on his season debut. Evan Adams with a really great run in that number 59, finishing in eighth. Zach Passon, I think he had to make just one extra stop there just to make it on fuel. It brings it home in ninth. And Ryan Kish following up his opening season win with a 10th place finish. Mitchell Welker bringing it home in 11th. Noah Hogard in 12th, as Derek said. So shout out to Noah. Great finish for Noah. Joseph Grijalva in that 22 car finishing in 13th. Jackson Robillard's number 98 is going to come home in 14th. Zach Buchanan, this is number 40, in 15th. Robert Kubat in the number 38 car coming home 16th. Zaratessum in the 70 coming home 17th. Derek Schauer getting an 18th after having just a little bit of a strategy issue there. But still, solid night for Derek. Had a lot of fun in the 88. Jared Dixon in the 16, bringing it home 19th. Kaylee Lee had a really strong run, but starting in the back, unfortunately, can really hurt you. So she brings it home in 20th. Man, voice crack. Nicholas Sudik 5 laps down in the number 26 car in 22nd Richard Hurst 18 in the 18 car, 5 laps down as well. And then Sierra Cooper in the 57th, finishing 23rd. And then our DNFs, we had in 24th, the number 39 of Charles M. Sweller. In 25th, the number 90 of William Gregory. And in 26th, the 81 of Ty Smith. So thanks, everybody, for coming out tonight. It was a really good, really fun race here at Las Vegas. I had a great time. Hope you guys did as well. We're going to go ahead and look ahead to next week, July the 9th. We're going to be running it to Dover, Delaware. So next Wednesday night, right here at 8:20, we're going to be live from Dover, Delaware for 125 laps. And then again, just another reminder, starting next week on next Thursday, the Fuel World Series is coming back for the summer. We've got IndyCar back here on Fuel, and we're going to be starting next Thursday at Homestead Miami Speedway for 110 laps of IndyCar action. That is going to be a freaking blast. I can't wait for it. I hope you guys are excited as well. But that is going to be it for me. My voice is shot, and I still have to do an assignment for school. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.